This is Pastor Keith coming to you with another Advent reading from Paul Tripp. Come, let us adore him. All Advent, daily Advent reading, devotional. So this is day 25, and as you all know, it's Christmas Day. So hope this is beneficial to you, and it's truly a blessing. It starts off by the wonderful counselor lay in the manger, bringing heart-changing, life-giving wisdom to all who would put their trust in him. Now the rest of the story. All human beings are on a lifelong journey to find wisdom, and all human beings want to think that they are wise. That 3-year-old who endlessly asks why is in the process of putting pieces of worldview together that will be the means by which she interprets and makes sense out of everything in her life. She's forming some kind of wisdom system that includes ways of thinking about her identity, the meaning and the purpose of life, that relationships are about, where happiness is to be found, who God is, what's right and what's wrong, and a host of perspectives on other things. You see, from birth, we are all philosophers, and we are all theologians, and we all function like archaeologists, digging through the mounds of existence to make sense of it all. You may be thinking, Paul, what does this have to do with Christmas? Well, the Christmas story is a wisdom story. The best wisdom story ever told. No one was more aware that sin reduced all of us to fools from our Creator. I know that it's easier to see foolishness in someone else than it is to recognize it in yourself. It's the nature of foolishness. A fool is a fool because he hears his foolishness and thinks it's wisdom. So it's true of you and me and everyone else who has ever lived that sin turns us into fools. We see the world upside down and inside out. We have bad ability to hear foolishness and think it's wisdom, to make the falsehoods of truth and to confess right or confuse right and wrong. But there's something even more dangerous and destructive about being a functional fool. Psalms 14 alerts us to the fact that at the epicenter of our foolishness is denial of God. I don't know what the psalmist is talking about philosophical atheism. What he is alerting us to is the foolishness of living as if God doesn't exist, or as if you don't need his authority, wisdom, power, and grace. Every time you take your life into your own hands and do whatever you want to do, no matter what, you are functionally denying the existence of God. Every time you make a decision as if your life belongs to you, you are denying the existence of God. Every time you buy into the delusion of independent wisdom, righteousness, and strength, you are telling yourself that you can live quite well without the presence, power, and grace of the one who made you. Every day that you live without God in your thoughts and his glory as the core motivation, you functionally deny the existence of God. But not only knew that our foolishness, or God not only knew that in our foolishness we would tend to be more attracted to what is not true than what is true, but he also knew that our foolishness would make us forget him rather than make him the hope of our hearts. So here's another way of thinking of the Christmas story. Our God of wisdom sent his Son, who is wisdom, to shed his grace on fools, so that by his grace they may be rescued from themselves and become wise. A fool has no ability whatsoever to rescue himself from his own foolishness. A fool is always a person in need of external rescue. The Christmas story is about God being willing to provide that rescue. Listen to how Paul talks about God's gift and the one who is in wisdom. Where is the one who is wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the debater of his age? Has not God made foolish the wisdom of the world? For since in the wisdom of God, the world did not know God through wisdom, it pleased God through the folly of what we preached to save those who believe. For Jews demanded signs and Greeks seek wisdom, but we preach Christ crucified, a stumbling block to Jews and folly to Gentiles. But those who are called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ, the power of God and the wisdom of God. For the foolishness of God is wiser than man, and the weakness of God is stronger than man. For consider your calling. Not many of you were wise according to the worldly standards. Not many were powerful. Not many were of noble birth. But God chose what is foolish in the world to shame the wise. God chose what is weak in the world to shame the strong. God chose what is low and despised in the world, even though that they are not, and bring none of these things that are, so that no human being might boast in the presence of God. And because of him, you are in Christ Jesus, who became to us wisdom from God, righteousness and sanctification and redemption, so that, as it is written, let the one who boasts boast in the Lord. 1 Corinthians 1, 20 through 31. So as you celebrate this year, remember that wisdom is a person, and his name is Jesus. He was born to rescue fools like you and me. That's something worth celebrating. For further study, continue on to Titus 3, 1 through 11. May God bless you.